Hi, guys. Thank you for joining me for Sunday school. So, today we get to talk about the story where Jesus walks on water, and we get to do a little bit of fun stuff with that. But before we get started, we always do our highs and our lows, and at the end, we do prayers and blessings. And I hope you, as a shelter in place group or as a family, are able to do the same thing. Do your highs and lows and prayers and blessings at the end. So, my high is that I got to go out yesterday and go on our little pontoon, which is a type of boat. And I spent the whole day out there with my family. And it was beautiful weather. It was a really great day. And I don't have any lows. It was pretty great. I hope you had a great day too. So, in our story, this occurs right after Jesus fed 5,000 people. He fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Pretty amazing. So right after that happened, Jesus made his followers get into the boat, and he told them to go ahead to the other side of the lake. And Jesus stayed there to tell all the people that they could go home. And after he said goodbye to them, he went up into the hills to pray. It was very late, and Jesus was there alone. By this time, the boat was very far away on the other side of the lake. But the boat was having a lot of trouble. There was a lot of waves and the wind was blowing. It was a terrible storm. And between 3 and 6 o'clock in the morning, Jesus' followers were still in the boat. But then Jesus came to them. He was walking on the water. And when the followers saw him walking on the water, they were afraid. They yelled, "It's a ghost!" And they cried out in fear. But Jesus quickly spoke to them. And he said, "Have courage. It is I. Don't be afraid." Peter said, "Lord, if it is really you, then tell me to come to you on the water." Jesus said, "Come." And Peter left the boat and walked on water to get to Jesus. But then Peter saw the wind and he saw the waves and he began to get afraid. And he started to sink. And he shouted, "Lord, save me." And Jesus reached out his hand and caught Peter. Jesus said, "Your faith is small. Why did you doubt?" After Peter and Jesus were in the boat, the wind became calm. Then those who were in the boat worshiped Jesus and said, "Truly, you are the Son of God." So this is a pretty cool story because there's actually a really great thing to learn from it. So whenever the disciples or Peter, whenever they were focused on Jesus, they were okay. But when they focused on everything around them, they would get scared. And it's understandable they got scared. I know like I said, we have a little pontoon and we don't go out when it's stormy. And I really wouldn't want to be stuck out in the middle of a giant lake with giant waves coming over the edge of our boat. It would be very frightening. And sometimes things like that happen. Sometimes we're caught in storms, or sometimes we're in situations that are really scary. Maybe people around you are angry, or maybe teachers get angry, or parents get angry, or friends get angry, and it can get a little scary. Even sometimes dogs can be scary, cats can be scary, different animals we see, that can be frightening. There's things all over this world that can scare us. So I think what we have to remember is that we just have to keep looking at Jesus. Because you see, when Peter looked at Jesus, he was able to walk on water. But when Peter looked at everything else around him, he got scared and started to sink. So if we focus on Jesus when we're scared, then we will feel better and we'll be able to do pretty cool things, pretty amazing things. Because Jesus helps us to do amazing things. He wants us to do really well at everything we do, right? Jesus wants the best for us. So what we're going to do today is we're going to write down a couple things to help us when we're scared. So I have 3 different verses that I'll put in the comments. And I have my cell phone case. You see, originally I was going to do this with my cell phone, and then I realized I record the lesson with my cell phone. So I have my cell phone case, but this will work. And I have books, and I have notebooks here that I use and keep with me. And you can do this with Post-it notes. You can get, I actually got brightly colored paper and cut it into squares. You can be anything you want. In fact, if you want this to look cool, you could even take your paper and you could maybe decorate the edges of it to make it even more fun, right? And then on your paper, I'll just do the other side here. I'm going to write down my Bible verse. And we have a couple of them, but I've got to look at my cheat sheet. And I, of course, have to get something pretty to write with, because you can't just write with normal ink. You can write with anything you want, but I'd rather have it look a little prettier. So the first one that I might put down would be Psalm 56:3. And this one says, when I am afraid, I trust in you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my phone case. So here you can see, when I am afraid, I trust in you. And what I'll do is I'll put this in my phone case like this. And then when I'm scared, all I have to do is pop my phone out and it's right there for me to look at and remember. And I can repeat it again and again and really focus in on Jesus and on trusting in God and having faith and believing. So I can do that. And then the next one that I might do would be a Post-it note. I seem to be in a pink mood today. I have a lot of pink papers, don't I? So on this one, I'm going to use Mark. And if you don't want to write what chapter of the Bible it's from, you don't have to. Mark 5:36. Sometimes it's kind of nice to know where you got the information from, but you don't have to. And this one is what Jesus actually says to people. So he was talking to a whole bunch of people. And he said, don't be afraid. Just believe. And I'm going to put quotations because it's what Jesus said. And you could even put Jesus said, don't be afraid, just believe. And this one, I'm going to stick on the front of my notebook, because a lot of times I have my notebook with me. And the other thing you can do, now I don't know if you keep like a school ID, or maybe for practices you keep something like a little wallet or something with you. This is mine. And I'm going to put the third verse maybe in this. And this one is Psalm 118:6. And this one is, the Lord is with me, I will not be afraid. This is a little bigger. And you can decorate this. You can make it look really pretty with stickers, or you can make it look very plain. You can do this any way you want. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to stick it right on the back of one of my cards. This is like a little insurance card, and I have it with me all the time. So now I have it right there with me, and it's in my wallet. So I have got Bible verses all around. So I usually have my phone or my wallet or my notebooks with me. And then when I'm scared, I can repeat this and focus on Jesus. So let's do prayers and blessings. This is a long video today, isn't it, guys? So, dear God, I pray that everybody watching this is able to write their Bible verses down or repeat them whenever they're scared so they can focus on Jesus. Amen. Blessings to you. Kids, bless your parents. Parents, bless your kids. I'll see you guys later.